Kobe Bryant showed up for work 2 hours before any of his teammates. Basquiat had incredible work ethic and principles. Casey Neistat made beautiful daily vlogs for 800 days. And Stephen King writes 2,000 words per day without fail. And all of these people that I mentioned have something in common. And I'm not talking about their raw talent and consistency. I'm talking about something deeper, a feeling that's so natural and yet so suppressed that it can go unnoticed. What I'm talking about here is creative obsession. They have all let themselves be consumed by their craft on a level that may seem insane from the outside. And once I understood that concept, it has completely changed the game for me and how I see my life and my creative business. So if you're feeling a little stuck right now, like you can't commit to your creativity, you don't know what to do next, stick around because I'm going to break down that concept for you and show you a very simple challenge you can implement today, right after this video, in your own life to be able to pursue your creative obsession in a way that makes sense to you. Humans are driven by a deep desire to grow, create, and be in control over their own existence. That quote's from Nietzsche in his book Will to Power, and I think it illustrates very well the point that I'm trying to make here, which is that everyone is a creator, and it's in our nature to want to express that. But what happens, unfortunately, is that the system we're in right now suppresses that in a lot of people. And that's why we have a lot of people right now who think themselves as not being creative, because they have been suppressed their whole lives by jobs, by school, and even by their parents. For example, think of a kid who loves drawing. The kid gets happy by drawing, they're getting better at it, they're spending a lot of time drawing, but then one day a parent came home and just say like, stop focusing on that because that doesn't make any money. And I'm going to talk about that money aspect of everything in a second, but the thing is that those kids are not incentivized to pursue their interests early on. They're not allowed to figure out if that can become a calling or not, because that's how it works. At the beginning, everything we do is just an interest. And then it becomes more of an experiment. Like you're trying, okay, let me try this out. And then it becomes a ritual, something that you do every single day. And only then it can transform into a calling, or in other words, an obsession, a creative obsession. Rick Rubin has a very good quote in his book, The Creative Act, which, by the way, fantastic book. I made a whole video about it. If you want to watch it, I'll leave the link right here and in the description as well. And the quote says something like this: the creative process is not about achieving perfection, but about expressing your unique vision and discovering new possibilities. But my take on this is, what if this is exactly what you need to do to achieve said perfection? Or do we think that athletes don't express themselves in their sports? Or do we think that maybe actors don't give up their senses and their way of being to perform someone else? Or better put, to become someone else? Because I think that by living through that journey is how they're able to do what they do on the field or on the big screens, which a lot of people may call perfect. So in a way, by not seeking our creative obsessions, we are not giving ourselves permission to find out what our true calling is. And that's one of the reasons why I talk so much about creativity as a self-discovery journey here. And a lot of people confuse creating with creating content. I think creating content is just a skill that you use to share what you create with the world. Content is just a vessel to make your creations have impact beyond just yourself if you want to do it. But if you are suppressed from the beginning, you can't even find out. And that's why I think a lot of people are lost. And that's one of the reasons why I was lost. For the longest time, I spent basically my whole 20s in search of that meaning. And it was right in front of my face the whole time, like every little hint. Every time I would make a blog post, every time I would create a video, that smile in my face, right? So when I actually went after my dream of building a creative business and making videos that help people, it was like I was brought back to life. It was insane because that was suppressed in me for the longest time. I remember back in the day when I used to have a gaming YouTube channel, you know, I just came back from school and just make videos. And I was very proud of that work. I made well over 100 videos on that channel. I grew it to 10,000 subscribers. I even got 1 million views on that channel. But back in that time, I couldn't pursue that ambition because of a number of reasons, including the one about money. Back then, my computer had fried and I didn't have money to buy another one, you know, so I was forced to quit making videos to go into the corporate world, which now I see is dumb. Like, I could have done something back then. I could have saved money in case something happened, but that thing just didn't cross my mind. And now what do you see? You see a lot of artists, a lot of gamers, a lot of creators who make a lot of money, who make a decent amount of money. I'm not even talking about millions here, just a decent amount of money that you can live off out of their creations, out of the things that they create, which is also one of the reasons why I talk about this so much here on this channel, because you have the agency to pursue your own interests. Because I'm pretty sure that the answer you're looking for it's inside you right now, in that feeling that you can't describe, in that ambition burning inside you. You just can't put words to it yet. And speaking of ambition, there is a recent video from that actor Timothée Chalamet. I probably butcher his name here. His name's very difficult to pronounce, but he was talking about how he's in pursuit of greatness and how he wants to be one of the greats in an act of like freely expressing his ambitions that I found to be like so refreshing, man. Like, yes, finally someone that gets it, someone who doesn't fake humble just to look good in front of the camera. That video for me was like fuel. It was like, yes, that's it. Because the more that I hide from my creative ambition, the more sad I get. And the reverse is also true. Like, the more I seek that ambition, the more I act upon my creative obsession, the happier I get. And funny enough, that's also how I make money from my creative business. That's also how I'm building my brand. That's how I'm able to create better videos each time. That's how I'm able to sustain building my creative business while working at 9 to 5 until I don't need my 9 to 5 anymore. You see, there's a process of sacrifice involved in all this to achieve your goals. But the interesting part in that is that when you really enjoy something, it won't feel too much as a sacrifice. It will feel like play. That doesn't mean it will be easy. It just means you're going to sustain that for a long period of time, because deep down you know you are in the right path. So now that you understand how important this is, how important it is to pursue your creative obsession, let me talk about that challenge that I mentioned in the beginning of the video. I did this challenge myself and it worked wonders. It's super easy to do, and even though it takes 30 days, it only requires 3 steps. Step number 1 is to make a top 5 list of all of your ambitions and creative projects you have. You need to be as specific as you can in this step. Write them down. Step number 2 is my favorite one. You're basically going to forget about the bottom 4 and focus only on one thing, only in the top 1, in the thing you are going to focus for the next 30 days. And if you're struggling to find your top 1, I want you to think about the coin flip paradox. Every time you toss a coin, your mind subconsciously makes you see what side you want the coin to land on. So the choice is already made, because deep down, you know what you want to do. The only reason you're struggling with the decision making is because you have fear of missing out on the other option. But in this case, I urge you to just trust your gut, because it knows the answer. And of course, if you want to be more pragmatic, you can ask yourself things like, can I pursue this right now? Is this something feasible that I can do right now? Does that idea really excites me? Is this something that I truly want to do? Like, if those combine, you can move from there. Step number 3 is very simple. You're going to dedicate an entire month to this one thing. Relentless focus on just one thing. You're going to completely surrender to that process and let your creative obsession take over you. And I know this sounds woo-woo, okay? I can hear myself talk, okay? But just trust me, or rather trust yourself. Do it by yourself and see what happens. During this time, it's also very important that you create daily and weekly check-ins with yourself. It can be in a notebook, it can be on a Notion document, it can be whatever. You just need a place to track the activity, so in case you miss a day, you know why, what happened, and then you can keep the momentum going. Another thing that you can add in this 30-day challenge is to basically celebrate the small wins. This is something that I'm implementing in my own routine as well. And you can do something like, I don't know, let's celebrate my first draft for a project, the first 10 pages that I wrote, my first video that I put out, anything that just makes sense for your unique journey. And I'm telling you, if you follow these steps for 30 days, if you give yourself completely, if you put your heart and soul into one thing for 30 days, it is impossible not to see change happening in your life. And I'm not only talking about the projects you have, I'm talking about how you behave, how you act, how you think, how you create, how you speak. Focus and creativity combined is a true transformative experience, and it's only possible when you tap into that creative obsession. I hope this video was helpful to you, and please don't just watch it. As always, go do something with it. Take the action steps and actually do it. Like this video, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're making excuses like I don't have time to do this, just watch this video right here. This is where I'm going to teach you exactly how to create anything you want in just under 2 hours a day, even if you have a 9 to 5 or if you don't have time. I think you're going to like it, so I'll see you there. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.